All right, so hi everybody. My name is Madison Seipp. I'm part of the instructional design team here in the Stanton Learning Commons. We live at that desk right around the corner, right over there. We have a cool 3D printed dragon named Reggie on the desk. If you ever need anything, if you're in the library and you ever need anything, any help related to technology or anything like that, please come stop by and say hi. Even if you don't, you can come stop by and say hi. We'd love to hear from you. So for this session, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to use Outlook. So I thought first it would be nice to define what Outlook is. So Outlook is mostly known as like an email software that people use to send and receive emails. I know that's what I've known it as since I've been using it. But it's also great for like task management, group management, and like several other things. It has a bunch of options that most people don't know about. So I'm here to teach you a little bit about them. There we go. All right, so a few things I'm going to hit on during this presentation. The very basics of Outlook. I think most of us probably know this because I know most people use Outlook. The calendar feature, contact lists, to-do and tasks, they're kind of grouped together, and then how to create a signature. So first, we're going to go over the basics of Outlook. We're going to go over the menu, inboxes, different types of inboxes, and message options, and then creating, forwarding, and replying to messages. So hopefully if I can get this right this time. We can pull Outlook up. Okay, so you can all take a nice look at my mail. This is, please read, yes, that is you right there. Please read my inbox. So first I want to go over this menu all the way over here and what they all mean. So basically, if I hover my mouse, this might be a lot of work, but so right now we are in the Mail tab. So this is where you're going to see all sorts of mail, where you can create emails, where you can read emails from other people. We'll go over that in a minute. Down below that is the calendar feature, which I'm going to be talking about a little later. Below that are people and groups. They're kind of similar tabs. They have like different functions. They're different like functions under them, but they're kind of the same. And then to do, and then everything below that are different Microsoft apps, which this is not a presentation about other Microsoft apps. So if you'd like one, please let us know. But so we'll start with obviously the mail. So here we are in my inbox. Talk a little bit about this menu right here and what these mean. So as you can see, these four are also the same as these four down here. These are just my favorite options that I have under my email. They're basically like you pin them to your sidebar and you can see them. They're easily accessible. So your inbox is where you receive mail from other people. You can see I received mail from several people today. So there's two types of inboxes. You can come over here and you can see the two different types of inboxes you have. So you have your focused inbox, which is what Outlook thinks is the important stuff. What like usually professors, like organizations, other tends to be like, here I'll show you guys my other inbox. Stuff that Outlook does not think is as important. And usually it's right. I'm not going to look at this. I don't care about this. However, there are some times when it will throw in like an email from a club. So you want to make sure you still check your other inbox, just to make sure nothing got thrown in there that was important. But for the most part, I don't really check it that much, I'll be honest. So the next option, we'll go down the favorites first, are sent items. So this is all the emails that you have sent to other people. So all these emails are from me, sent to other people. There's Tom right there. Perfect. And then the next one is drafts. So these are emails that you have written or started but haven't sent to other people yet. For example, one of my other jobs on campus is I'm the History and Art History Student Assistant. So this is an email for everyone in the History and Art History department that I have yet to send out because I don't need to send it out yet, but when I'm ready to, it will be right there for me to send. And if you click on it, you can see the message, and when you want to send it, you just send. Obviously, make sure you select people to send it to first. And then the last one down here are deleted items. So these are items that you've deleted from your inbox, which I'll show you how to delete them in a little bit. So eventually there's a certain time period that will pass, I'm not sure how long that is, before all of the certain emails will be just automatically deleted. You can also permanently delete any email in here just by pressing this little delete button, and then yes. So that'll be gone forever. You can't get those back. So yeah, that's pretty much, I've hit all these ones down here. Junk email is not as important. It's kind of similar to the other inbox, so I won't go over that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about now message options. So when you hover your mouse over a message, you get these little kind of icons up here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what they mean. So this first one is you can mark a message as read or unread. So say I mark this as unread, you see this little blue bar pops up next to it. I haven't read it yet. Or you can mark it as read and you've read it. The next one is you can flag messages. So when you flag emails, they show up in a little bar on your to-do. So when I go over to-do, you'll see this email. I'm going to flag it now, and you will see it when I go over the to-do option. The next one over is pinning a message. So you can select certain messages, say they're important or they contain important information that you want to come back to later. You can pin them to the top of your inbox, and then they just hang out up there no matter what else comes into your inbox. You're so cool, but I don't need this message at the top, so I'm going to unpin it. And then the last option is the delete option. So when you press this, it moves it to your deleted items, where it will sit until it either deletes itself or you permanently delete it. And then the last thing I wanted to go over with the basics of Outlook was how to create a new message or send an email. Up here on this little bar, you have this option that says new mail. So you just click on that and you get this little box over here. So I'm not going to actually send an email because I don't need to send anyone an email at the moment, but up here, this is who you want to send your email to, type in an address. You add a subject to your email, what's your email about, and then you type what your email is. You can also insert files, emojis, anything to your heart content. And then this is also, because it's an email that I've created but haven't sent, this will save as a draft. Obviously, I don't need it, so I'm going to delete it, but that's perfect. Okay, and that is the basics that we've covered. Now moving on to our to-do and tasks. So I've already talked about this a little bit with Bella today, and she was impressed. So hopefully I will impress the rest of you as well. So we're going to go back into Outlook. This cursor is confusing. Anyway, so it's on this little bar over here that we've already talked about. There's your to-do. You click on that. Here's the thing. This pops up in a completely separate tab, so give me a second, let me find it. Here it is. This might not work the way we wanted it to. It pops up, I'll come back to that later. I'll skip that for now, we'll come back to it later. Perfect. Okay, we'll come back to that, promise. Okay. Get there eventually. Oh my goodness. Tom, I think it hates me.
All right, so take a deep breath.
Oh wait.
You can do it that way too.
Look at that. Okay, so we'll go over the calendar now. All right, so go back here. And then this is another icon over here. So you click on calendar and you get this fun little screen. It's pretty overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. It has a lot of options, but we'll go over them. So what we're gonna do is we'll start with talking about, here's the navigation pane. So you get this nice broad overview of your month over here. It also right here, but you also have options over here where you can add a calendar. So say you have a calendar for school, you can also add a calendar for your social events and stuff like that. And you can select which calendars actually will show up. So right now I have my calendar selected. I know it's surprising, but even though I'm giving this presentation on Outlook, I don't personally use the Outlook calendar. I know, it's devastating, but so I have nothing scheduled. I wish I did, but I don't. However, I did click US holidays just so you can see like what they look like on the calendar. Here, I'll click out of that. So you can see Groundhog Day, Valentine's Day. Please buy your partner roses and chocolate for Valentine's Day. And if you don't have one, then you should buy yourself some. Anyway, so okay, that would be great if you went away. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I can also, on this top bar, you can see you can switch between views of your screen. So you can shift it to day view, so you can have all your events like scheduled on a day. You can switch it to school week, which is, which is Monday through Friday, or a work week, depending on who you are. Regular week, which includes Saturday and Sunday, or month, which is what I like to keep it at because it's a nice bigger overview. So a fun little feature, which is a little more difficult with, oh, perfect, here we go. Okay, so you can also share a calendar with other people. This lets people know that certain events that you're doing, if you want them to see it, if you want them to know about it, you can share it. So let's say, okay, come back. Okay, perfect. So I can enter an email address of anyone that I want to view my calendar. Say I want Tom to view my calendar. So you can shift, you can edit how much he can view of your calendar. And then you can press share. No offense, Tom, but you're not going to see my calendar. There's nothing eventful on there either, so don't feel too offended. I'm not actually going to do that, but that's how you do that part of it. Anyway, go back here. This is so hard. I feel like I should be sitting down for this. Anyway, we'll go back to this method down here. All right, moving on to contact lists. So contact lists, I have like one. I only use one. I only need one. They're not, you don't use them that often in my experience. Some people might, especially if you run clubs or you run teams or anything like that. I'm going to show you guys how to create a contact list, why contact lists are useful, and how to add and remove contacts from your contact lists. So open Outlook again. There has to be an easier way to do this. Okay, so you're going to come over here and you're going to click on this People tab over here that I talked about earlier. Oh, look at that. So like I said, I only have one contact list. I use this contact list as my job for the History and Art History department. I'm the assistant, so this contact list contains everyone in the History and Art History department. So when I want to send them emails or forward them emails from the professors in the department, it just has everyone right there. I can type that in like the send or the to box, and it just sends it to everyone every time. So I don't have to type, I think it's like 53 names in every time I want to send them an email, which is very useful. So that's why you make contact lists. If I wanted to go into this contact list, so yes, everyone in here. So you just press edit, you select the contact list, you press edit. If you want to remove someone, you just press the X next to their name. Or if you want to add someone, you just type a name or an email address in. So say I want to add Belle in here. Well, it's not going to let me. That's great. But you would, and you'd press add, and it would just add them into the contact list. I haven't made any changes to save, so I will not. And then if you wanted to, you could, that's a new contact. We're going to go into this navigation pane over here. Yes, shows all your contact lists, your contacts, and then you can also favorite contacts or contact lists. So that would be contact lists. Let me get back over here. Oh my gosh, there has to be an easier way to do this. Okay. Oh, I still have to go back to that other one. I will do that after I show you guys how signatures work, how to create a signature, why you'd use a signature, and then certain settings that you have when you're creating signature. So I personally do not have a signature. I think I should probably make one. But when you go to create a signature, it's not in any of these icons over here. It's actually up top in this little 3-bar or the settings. It's a little different. I'm using the online version of Outlook right now to present, I think. No, I'm not. I'm actually using the app, but it's a little different in the app versus the online version. So it's a different way to get there. This one is just under accounts, and then it's in signatures. I forget the other way it's on the app. I think it might be under mail, and then you have to go through a bunch of different tabs. But this one, it's right here. It's convenient. So this is where you'd create a new signature. So let's say I just enter my name, and that's what I want to call the signature. Under it, I can type in, usually I've seen people use signatures to list what they do for work here, list their POE, any clubs they're part of, sports I've seen. You can really customize it any way you want to. So say I was like history, art history, student, assistant. I don't think I spelled that right. Does not matter. And part of the instructional design team. So you have that, and you can create a new signature, so just press that. And then if you scroll down, you can select default signatures for new messages, which are messages you write or replies to other people's messages or forwards. You can select, so say I want to use that signature that I just made. That will be now appended to all new messages that I write or all the new emails that I write. So I just want that, and I don't want it attached to my replies or forwards. That's fine too. But I can also choose to have that appended there. Now I don't want a signature. I don't have it for a reason. So I'm just going to press discard. But in the event that you wanted to, you would have pressed save, and that would have been appended to all your new emails and everything. Okay, so now I just have to navigate this little, oh, nice. Go back a little bit. We're going to go back to to-do and tasks. Great. Okay. This might get a little dicey. And now I get to show you guys how to do to-do and tasks. This is my favorite part of this presentation. Okay, so, and honestly, I might start using this too. I have not used it previously, but I think it's pretty cool. So, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about this menu over here. So if you go over, down to tasks right here, you can see all the tasks that you've created. I created Outlook training while I was playing with this in order to learn about it a little more. You can see that it has a, well, you can see it has a date appended to it. So when you create a task, say I'm doing, give me a task, someone give me a task.
Do your homework.
Do your homework, okay. Do your homework. Okay. So you can either stop right there and you can add it as a task, or you can plan it to have a date. So say I want to do my homework today. That's usually a good thing, good idea. You can also set a reminder later today. So if I'm like about to go eat dinner and then go watch Canadian Brass, which is exactly what I'm going to do, I can set a reminder for Outlook to remind me at 8 p.m. to make sure I get my homework done after I'm done watching Canadian Brass. So say I want to set a reminder at 8 p.m. and then you can choose how often that repeats. See, I'm the type of person that does like to do my homework, so usually I'd set that to daily so I can be reminded every day to do my homework. And then once you've set those, you can press add, and it will add itself as a task to your to-do. So the fun thing is you can also press the star over here on these tasks that add or remove importance of these tasks. So if you want to star the task as important, you just press that star and it's now marked as important. And it also moves to this menu over here, right there, the important. And you can come over here, click on that, and you can see all the tasks you've starred as important. Now say like, I want to unstar this one, homework is not important. Then I only have the Outlook training marked as important now. The next one down, planned, that is both of these because I've set times for both of these. If I went back to tasks and said like, do Jim's homework, and I didn't think it was important, I would just press add and it wouldn't have a date or time, so it wouldn't show up under planned because I didn't set a date or time to it. Now this remember how earlier when I was talking to you guys about the very basics of Outlook, I said there was a few options on messages that you could press, and one of them was flagging emails. And remember how I said it would show up under your to-do? This little option right here, flagged email, boom, you can see it right here. And it's right there. That's the museum link that Bella sent me earlier. And then right here is just all your tasks that will show up here regardless of importance or whether they're planned. Or what day they're scheduled for. So assigned to me, not many people know about this feature, which is why I have nothing assigned to me right now. But you can assign different people to do different tasks. Obviously, nothing. But that is also a possibility. So once you come down here, you can see you can create different lists and different groups for tasks. So right here I have a group. So to create a new group, that's this icon right here. You press create group. You do an untitled group. Say I wanted to do, I'll do instructional design team. Boom, press enter. I've created a new group. So the fun thing is with groups, you can also create lists. So say Tom can be a list. Perfect. If I want to group lists and, well, if I want to group lists into groups, I can drag these lists right into groups. So boom, Tom is now part of my instructional design group. And under Tom, I can add tasks. So say I want Tom to print me a 3D panda. Okay, great. I can add that. And then if I want Tom to be aware that I want him to print me a 3D panda, I can press share, and I can say I want to create an invitation link. And you can either invite them like directly, or you can copy the link and send it to them. I could send it to Tom, and now he knows that I want him to create me a 3D panda. That's so cool. You should create me a 3D panda now. Thanks. Okay. So you can see another example I had up here was I created a group for my classes this semester, and then a list I had was one of my classes I'm in, Applied Archaeology, with Dr. Burns. So cool. And so under here you can add tasks for like different classes that you're in to get them done, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it for the to-do. Okay, Luke, I might need your help here again. Might be able, oh, I did figure it out. Presentation mode would be nice though. Full screen, okay, we might not be doing that. You guys get to see the rest of my presentation. Oh, that's okay. Oh, there it was. Go back. Okay, we're at the end of the presentation anyway, but I'll make it full screen still, if it wants to. That would be so cool. Okay, no, it doesn't want to, but that's okay. Last but not least, some of the useful resources I used to create this presentation. Tom actually recommended me a couple. One of them was LinkedIn Learning videos. So actually, Tom told me this as well. If you are a Juniata student here, you can use your email to create an account, and it will, like, there's so many useful resources, videos, trainings, everything like that for a bunch of different kinds of technology. That's how I learned everything about Outlook to create this presentation. It was pretty awesome. And then if you have any questions for me about Outlook, I did spend a lot of time researching for this presentation, so please feel free to ask me. Other than that, I think that's all. Does anyone have any questions?